Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Pepper, and today I'll be unboxing the two-player game, Beer and Bread. So I wonder if this is going to be one person playing beer and one person playing bread. Likely not. This is from Scott Almes, which I believe did the Tiny Epic series of games, which I have played one of and enjoyed, Tiny Epic Zombies. I believe that's the designer, otherwise I'm mixing them up with someone else. It's also from Capstone Games, and looks like a pretty cool cover. I really like the artwork style here. Yeah, pretty cool look. It seems like a game that should have some Clemens Franz artwork, and maybe it is. I don't think so. It does not look like his style, but this is definitely feels like a game that would have his artwork. And then we have a rule book here, which let's get down to it. How many pages is this going to be? 11 pages, and this looks like kind of just a reference overview explanation of all the different types of cards. And then, so actually only 9 pages really. Pretty quick learn, hopefully, because it's pretty small book as well. And then, this is really giving me feels of Stone Age. And I wonder if it's actually, that could probably be the same artist. I might have to check on that one. But this really gives me the feel of Stone Age. This is a pretty big board, actually, for being such a small game. Box says 6 sections here. It is double-sided, it looks like. Let's look at this boring, dark side here. So that's interesting. That looks like it has less icons than this one, so I would think it'd just be like an artwork side of the board, but it actually has this banner here, so I'm not sure what that's used for. And also interesting, I assume one player takes each side of the board, because the artwork on the here is obviously upright, looking at it from this angle, but then you look at the other side and it's upside down. But the other player, I assume, would be looking at it upright and looking at yours upside down. That's pretty interesting idea and concept for artwork, and I think it's pretty fitting here, because I assume one player will be on either side, and I really like that. And I love the river here, adding that pop of blue, and just this is really nice artwork. I love any time that they have like a village or something that you get to see all the people going about their business. It just really brings it to life. Not that I'm going to be paying attention to that while I'm playing. I will only be looking at my cards and different symbols to see how to win. And you got a little bit over here as well with those icons. I think that's alternating between the two players of who is first player type of thing. It seemed like a pretty simple game. I forget exactly how it's played. I got this one for Christmas. I think I mentioned it in, I don't know if it was in a video, but I mentioned it as a game I was interested in a ways back, and I knew there was some awesome resource production and kind of what you can hold, or some mechanism with the resources that I was really interested in. I forget exactly how it worked in the game, but I just remember there was something really cool about that. And speaking of cool and resources, these tokens, the water's pretty basic water, but it always looks really cool, and I assume the wood here is a really cool token that I don't think I've seen used for wood before. It looks like a bundle of sticks. Really like the look of that. What else we got? A few different types of resources here. We also have a little token to mark things, as well as that. We'll look at that in a bit. Got some wheat here, or barley or something. Kind of a pretty similar, kind of a darker orange version, and then a more bright yellow version as well. So that's interesting, as well as, I'm not sure, at least hops probably. I think that's looks similar to the icon in Clans of Caledonia, and I think that's what those are called. I'm not an expert in beer or bread. I think that's what those might be. Very cool resources there. Lots of tokens, and it's not like it's just having enough for the max player count, since there are only 2 players that will be playing this, so I'm glad to see that there's a lot of resources in this game. This, oh, it's a windmill. Okay, that makes sense. I was looking at it like this, like it was some sort of stick figure with a weird triangular head or a cone on his head, but it makes much more sense that I assume it's a windmill. But I guess however you want to look at it. I was very confused for a second there. Ooh, cards are not in plastic, just take off that paper strip there. I really like that. Actually, we'll save the cards. Let's look at the score pad here. Doesn't look like a lot's going to be scoring in this game. So I like to have a nice, refreshing, small game that just has very simple scoring every now and then. And this looks like it's even simpler because this is probably just this player and this player. Wait, no, that's your beer, that's your bread. Maybe one player is going for beer and one for bread. I'm not sure. No, it's not. So that'll be a player column, that'll be a player column. Okay, I'm very confused by this score pad, apparently, even though it's the simplest one I've ever seen. But yeah, it looks like simple. Pretty simple. You score for your beer, your bread, and some coins within each, possibly. So that's pretty cool. And then you go on to the cards, which, interesting that they're alternating like this, straight out of the box. So I'll not shuffle these just in case there's some reason that they are the way that they are. But yeah, I think this might be the producing, and maybe you can stack cards. I forget how it was, but I know it was interesting how the resources worked and what you could hold and produce. Yeah, I really like the artwork in this. Really, really good artwork, making me think a little bit of Sheriff of Nottingham, actually, kind of with the bread mostly, because it's bread, and you can have bread in that game and try to sneak it in. But yeah, I like the artwork. Some repeating artwork here, but very cool, and interested as to what the blue and the orange are, if that's just different players' cards, possibly. Yeah, pretty cool. Looks like you're going to be filling orders, I assume. And looks like you have different abilities that you can get whenever you remove any bread cards from your bakery while cleaning it. Collect 1 water. So yeah, it looks like it might have a little bit of engine building to there as well. The insert's got a nice little wood design along the edges there, as well as some of that board artwork on the bottom, which I enjoy. It's kind of weird to have the board and then just wood, but oh well, looks cool. So yeah, that is everything in Beer and Bread. A lot of really great components, amazing artwork, I would say. A really cool looking board, amazing wooden components, and a really interesting windmill or stick figure. But yeah, comment below if you played this one and what your thoughts are. Check out our first impressions video that will likely be going out alongside this. Check the description below for a link to that. But as always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.